All right. So here at Penn State, we have three main applications that use Blacklight. All three are currently running on Blacklight 7 with Solar 9. This is probably our primary Blacklight application, our library catalog. And this is definitely the one with the most customizations on it, which is why we're still on Blacklight 7. Speaking of staffing issues and all that goes around that. So, I'll share just a couple of the things that kind of we've worked on recently with this. Some of it's just some nice like user convenience things or things to help out our librarians. So one of the things we added was like for sort by, we've expanded that out. We can even sort by purchase date now. I know that was under request from a lot of our librarians. It's kind of just sorted by, it's using the cat key from the MARC records to be able to sort that way. We added a bookmark all to be able to specifically geared towards like citations as well. So then in bookmarks, in addition to sharing as an email, we actually can export it as an RIS file so people can open it up and just do a little bit more easy citations on a bunch of different stuff and do bulk citation exports. Um, and probably one of the biggest things we've worked on that was one of the things we were really excited about with our availability, we previously had like kind of a placehold button on anything and then had a separate link for, saying something along the lines of copy unavailable, click here to use interlibrary loan. That was definitely something I think that was confusing for some of our users and just created a lot of extra steps. So we actually streamlined it into an I want it button. So we put a lot of our logic into our applications that way to see if something was available internally or if it was available through ILL. So like the norm, like this book is still in our library. This would direct to our normal holds. But for example, something like this that's checked out, I want it will direct over to our application that handles holds, but it's created, it automatically will set it up as an interlibrary loan request so our users can get their materials faster. If they don't have an account already, it actually creates the account for them. So it creates a pretty seamless process from the user's side. And they can place the request that way. Let's see, I'm trying to think if there's any other. I think those are some of our big recent things on catalog. We did attempt to start to move to Blacklight 8, but then I had a baby early. So that that kind of got put on hold. So that upgrade's kind of halfway in progress. A lot of our other focused efforts have been so I don't know, maybe if I should hide my head here. This is our institutional repository, and we are using Blacklight as the discovery layer with that. But we are doing a lot of work with accessibility, particularly around the DOJ guidelines and making sure all of our PDFs within that repository are accessible. And I'm going to help somebody with their bingo card. This was working yesterday. Um, our QA instance, Solar is actually down right now. So this is not in prod yet, but I can kind of show what it will look like. Um, oh yeah, and for all of our Blacklight applications, we are using the Cloudflare turnstile as well, and that has really helped with bots. Did not help when Cloudflare went down recently. So we just kind of pulled that temporarily until Cloudflare came back up, so it wasn't actually stopping anyone from using our resources. Um, but for Scholarsphere, our institutional repository here that like I said, we're doing some of the accessibility stuff. This one's a lot more kind of out of the box Blacklight. We've done a lot less customization on the discovery side of this. A lot more of our customization is on the actual workflow for how people deposit works. But we currently have in production to request an alternate format. This sends them a link to the library's internal accessibility team so it's a manual process that'll help someone however they need. With the new work that will hopefully be going into production as soon as we can get our contract with Adobe finalized. This will go to anytime they download for the first time, if the work has not been remediated already, it's triggered to our separate PDF remediation API that we've created in-house that will then send it out to Adobe's PDF remediation process, automatically remediate it, and then send it back and then save it as a new version of the work within our repository here. Everything that's getting automated or getting remediated automatically like that will still undergo human review at some point, but just for the amount of works that we have that need to be remediated versus the amount of humans that we have, it's kind of the getting 80% of the way there is better than 0%. So we've been doing a lot of work on getting that API up and running. And like I said, that'll get triggered on download for anything that hasn't had a remediation already. And then as part of the workflow, any new works getting deposited into the process will automatically go through that remediation when they're deposited. So we're not creating separate versions of them. So I'll just be kind of baked in. But this will handle everything that's already there. Um, and then our other Blacklight application, similarly, our electronic thesis and dissertation, and similarly that we have kind of a workflow side, and then the explore side is what uses the Blacklight UI. Again, this one's fairly out of the box, has the request alternate format already, and we're working to finalize some stuff with stakeholders on this that we're hoping to use the same process we used for ScholarSphere, to be able to set up that automated remediation work, which is something I'm happy to talk more about. Maybe the lightning talk, it's kind of blacklight adjacent, so it depends if anyone's interested or not, since it's not as specific to the UI, but more on that side of it, on like the accessibility side for PDFs. But yeah, that's my quick little sum up. I'm happy to answer any questions too.
Thank you so much, Sarah.